Hey
What's
guys,
up,
what's up? This is Zemi and Basis,
Brant Hopper?
and we are here to talk about Season 3 Possibilities of Rosario Vampire Part 3. Now, of course, sorry it took so long. Our schedule's been busy, and the last book that just came out took a while, and it was a pretty big read, so a lot of notes on that. And also, we're not here to talk about the show. We've already did that in the last two videos of like our ideas. So
what could be posted on videos or the shows, and MEA Basis has pretty much discovered that they're not going to do the season 3 regardless.
yeah,
But we still think it could be a possibility.
yeah, because you never know. So we're here to tell you about what's going to happen if they did from the last books, from book 11 all the way up till now. So, of course, there's one more book coming out, so we're going to save that as the finale for part 4. So, we're going to begin with book 11, where we left off from the last video, chapter 48. So, Xylong broke the truce between Huang and Mio, and Xylong saves Ludri, and Feng Feng can only summon Pandry's, like they're battling people from Fairy Tale. And
Which is pretty much a good guess.
yes, and Xylong summons a flower with a machine gun, which is insane. So you gotta
awesome.
imagine Yukari and Fang Fang are just, anything. Oh, and Fang Fang can only summon pandas. Pandas, my bad. Which is kind of interesting. And
Thought that was interesting too.
yes. Yukari summons a Hellfire Snail to defend her and Fang Fang from the attacks. Yukari summons insects to devour Xylong's plants. Blood comes out of Yukari's mouth and ears.
Which I thought was pretty bad.
Yes. Yukari summoning monsters drains her life force. So, if Yukari basically summons like something that's far beyond her, her life force drains actually. So
Again,
Fang Fang sacrifices himself for Yukari, and Fang Fang says he isn't a summoner, but he is a martial artist. So, even though he can summon a few things, he said he's more of a martial artist.
Which is pretty much true.
Yes. And Yukari summons a defense monster called a Granddaddy Longlegs to protect him. That's the first time I've seen a Granddaddy Longlegs in the Rosario Vampire series.
So,
pretty interesting.
Same here, man. Same here.
And Fang 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 Fang's sword goes right through Xylong's stomach, ultimately killing him. Now, the next chapter, which that was just pretty much Fang Fang and Yukari fighting one of the people from Fairy Tale. Now, of course, there's a little hint that Fang Fang does like Yukari.
Yeah, I saw that.
So, the next chapter is called Puppet Master. Xylong is remembering his past. Xylong's father is dead in a trunk after being found a traitor, which is pretty sad.
Yeah, I did find that pretty sad as well.
Yes, and the Masked King is part of the Fairy Tale, which the Masked King is actually comes a big part in like the last book that came out, but we'll get to that later. Xylong admits defeat. The Mayo family and Fairy Tail are somewhat the same organization. And Xylong, or Long, whatever you want to say, is feeling sorry for being a fool. So he was just basically kind of confused and, stuff like that.
I did see that too, and I noticed it. It was like,
yes.
Why would you even do it in the first place if you just, are going to feel sorry for it?
Exactly. So Fang Fang wants to be friends with Xylong again. So we don't know. So the 6th branch leader, Yuki Gairon, appears. Xylong attacks. No effect. The pillars just pretty much fall down. But wait, the pillar disappears and the ceiling collapses out of nowhere. So the pillars melt. Melt.
That's no problem.
And the Masked King and Moka's stepmom, who of course is a bitch.
A total insane bitch.
Yes, are working together. Tsukune and company heard the rumble, and blood comes from the pillars, which is kind of weird.
I thought so too. It was a little creepy.
Yes.
I managed to see that part and was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
It's like a horror movie.
Yeah, so they dodge the pillars and meet Miyabi. So in chapter 50, it's called Dark Requiem, where Miyabi is volunteering to take them to Moka, which Miyabi is actually evil, but we're not going to add any spoilers just yet.
Nah. Let's keep the fans guessing.
Yes. Tsukune said no because of what happened to Mizore, if you don't remember back in book 3, where she was forced to get married with somebody or whatever. And of course, guess who comes back? Yoshi! Not the green monster, but the other Yoshi. Yoshi does a spell and Tsukune disappears. And Ruby does too. Ruby and Tsukune were teleported into a different place in the fortress. And guess who is there? Kiria. The guy who, I think was like one of the leaders of like the school or whatever, who was like the fire kitsune.
The Discipline Squad? I think, was it the Discipline Squad?
Yeah, he was the fox.
Yeah, the fox dude.
Yeah, and he shows his true form. And he had a long blade on his arm. So he's actually super pissed, and he's actually part of Fairy Tail. And he's very strong and is bloodthirsty. So...
which I thought was pretty bad.
Yes. So Kiria shows his true form, basically, and the attack will begin soon. So Miyabi and Yoshi attack Kurumuru and Mizore. Miyabi blocks the attacks and pretty much, yeah. But actually, what's really interesting is Yoshi actually was trying to protect Mizore somehow. For some reason, I don't know why.
I found that kind of strange too. I was like, well, why is he protecting her?
Yes, exactly. So we go to...
It just threw me off.
Yeah, very true. So we go to chapter 51, Curse. So Moka's stepmom, which we don't want to name because it's like Voldemort. You just want to kill the bitch.
Yeah, I know. It's like Harry Potter. You don't want to name that fucker at all.
Yeah, Moka's stepmom thinks Miyabi is a traitor and Yoshi has to kill him. Miyabi is telling the girls to run and go ahead so Miyabi can fight Yoshi. But, actually, no. Miyabi is trying to protect Mizore from Yoshi. So it's the other way around, which I don't know why. Fairy Tail's weird, so...
Maybe they're choosing out specific women to marry when they fucking defeat someone.
I know, exactly. So Miyabi and Yoshi begin to fight. So Tsukune and Kuyo fight. Who is the fox demon? Kuyo turns into his demon fox form a little bit and gets in the way. Okay, so Kuyo turns into his demon fox and attacks them. But Ruby defends Tsukune and gets hurt really bad.
Yeah.
So Ruby takes a lot of damage.
Which I found suspicious. Like, why is Ruby there? And then I remembered why.
Yeah. And, of course, Fang Fang and Yukari are dead for right now. Which is
but they
sad.
get revived later on.
Yes, but we will not tell you how yet.
Nah.
So, hearing about this, Tsukune's powers are really unleashed.
Yeah, he unseals them, right?
Yes. So he just pretty much goes like full Rambo on Kuyo. Tsukune shows Kuyo, or whatever the fuck his name, his true power. Kurumuru and Mizore make it to Moka, and Moka says, go away. Don't be here. Go away.
Which I found very interesting because, you know, it was like, just, you know, tension was so high in that area of the manga.
And so the second group attacks. Gen, Ling Ling, battle. So Gen, Ling Ling, and the other guys, the second attack guys, attack and and pretty much come in to the rescue. So, the second brigade, which is, of course, the second group. Okay, they get attacked by dragons. How?
Sorry,
I
continue.
don't fucking know.
Which I thought was pretty awesome, but at the same time, like, where the fuck do dragons come?
I know. They come from the fortress, though. The fortress is very big and full of mysteries, really. And so...
What the fortress was called.
Yeah, so Gyokuro wants to kill Toho Fuai, whatever the fuck his name is. And the team goes full speed ahead to the fortress to help back up Group 1. Kurumuru and Mizore go to get Moka, but the force field is protecting her because they're trying to get Alucard awake. Oh, and Huyo Kiyo, or whatever the hell his name is killed by Tsukune.
Which was pretty awesome.
Yes.
He just Rambo'd that motherfucker to death.
Yes, is very true. So that's the end of that fucker. And
he doesn't even come back.
Yeah. And pretty much, Aqua Shuzen appears.
That's right, Aqua Shuzen.
Yes. She's short. She's crazy.
I did notice that. She was fucking really short.
I know, she is. And Aqua slices through Kurumuru and, like, critically wounds her. Like, what happens is she has, like, the special power to where, like, she could summon, like, a special blades on her hands and just, like, slices through anything. Kind of like a...
That's what I found interesting.
I think it's called, like, a dimension sword or something like that, and pretty much...
I mean, it could be a dimension sword, if you want to call it.
Yeah, and gets hurt. So, it's pretty much Kurumuru is down. So, Chapter 53, Replica. Kurumuru is somewhat sliced in half. Aqua holds her hands up to Mizore and tells her not to move. She created a magic circle to seal Moka to take her powers and break through and to destroy the rosary, pretty much.
Which I found to be odd, because didn't they need the rosary?
Yeah, they do need the rosary. And the magic circle is a spell to kill Outer Moka, pretty much. Which is like the reincarnation of Moka's mom, somewhat. And here's what's interesting. Kurumuru reforms herself from being cut. Yes.
That's right, yes.
Yes, and Kuramaru and Mizore attack Aqua. So
I didn't even know if you had regeneration powers or anything like that.
yes.
I mean, I was just completely surprised.
Yes. So after Kuyo is killed, Tsukune and Ruby are trapped in that void, and Ruby uses a magic circle to open the portal Kuyo used. So after they're transporting through that, Kuramaru and Mizore are defeated. Before Aqua does the finishing blow, Moka said, "Enough, I'll do as you please," because she does not want to see her friends hurt. So Moka tells them about...
a little bit.
Yes, tells them about her... something personality. I forgot what it was. But anyways... huh?
Yeah, a little shocking. I just found it to be a little shocking how she just gave up a little bit like that.
Yes. And Kuramaru and Mizore summon a powerful attack called Spell of Destruction and use it to defeat Aqua, which is actually a really cool attack.
Yeah, it was. But she still managed to heal herself in the end.
Yeah, Aqua slices both through Mizore and Kuramaru.
Which is such balls.
Yes, Kuramaru's last wish to Moka, don't make Tsukune cry.
Which I found to be very heart-touching.
Yes, extremely, which it's just getting more emotional and more, you know, diverse. And Moka's seal broke, and Aqua is happy that it's broke. So we move on to Book 12, Chapter 54, Aqua battling Tsukune. After Moka's seal is completely broken, the seal is not completely broken. Inner Moka is still alive.
Pretty much.
Yes. Moka's friends are holding her back somewhat. So, yeah. So Aqua says the gang is her burden, pretty much. Is Moka's burden. Aqua says she's the only one who can accept Moka. Ruby and Tsukune make it out alive. And, of course, Alucard is finally awakened, and he destroys half the fortress while being awoken. Ruby and Tsukune see Alucard. Moka saves Mizore and Kuramaru. Aqua tries to kill Tsukune, but fails. Moka unleashes her true power. But before that, Tsukune saves Moka before Aqua
has a chance to attack her.
Hits her, pretty much, yes. And Tsukune is now going to protect Moka since now he's there. So Moka's inner self cries for the first time, which you will never see in this series.
No, you never do.
No. So
not in the anime series, at least.
Yes. So we move on to chapter 55. Aqua wants Moka to love her like a sister, like pretty much like what Coco wants.
I just kind of found that to be like another Kokoa situation, very irritating, because there's only like one, and there's has to be another second one.
Yeah, definitely.
At the same time, so I'm like,
yeah.
Play out.
So Aqua does not accept Tsukune as Moka's husband.
Oh.
I mean, he's still got the other girls. Like, what the hell? I mean, of course everybody's rooting for Moka and Tsukune, but, I mean... really?
You know, to be honest with you, I think Tsukune would actually end up with Moka, but at the same time, there'd be a type of mistress deal going.
Yeah, so we still don't know yet. We've only got one more book to go, so... So, anyways...
I seriously think that, you know, it could be the point where either one of them dies or like one of them survives Or all
Yeah.
of them right at the end, hopefully.
Definitely, yeah. Who knows?
And all
So,
of them starts back over.
so Moka says they are not getting married.
Wait, what?
Moka says that they are not getting married to Aqua, thinking that Moka and Tsukune are getting married, which is not happening. So, anyways, Ruby is healing Mizore and Kurumuru. So, while she's doing that, Aqua is attacking Tsukune. Tsukune summons the Dimension Sword, and it's like a sword. It's kind of like made of light almost, but you can't really see it.
Awesome.
And Ruby went to find Mizore and Kurumuru, but they were taken away, and Ruby got captured by a slime monster.
That I found to be irritating.
Yes. And Tsukune is using the Dimension Sword against Aqua, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yes. So, Moka kicks Aqua and tells Moka kicks Aqua and tells her she can date whoever she wants. So she is showing some initiative. So Moka's stepmom and sister, the other sister, the Kahula, watch the battle. Yukari is healing Ruby. Actually, Yukari comes back. And Fang Fang too, because apparently Kuyo lied about that. But yeah, they're alive. She's healing Ruby and the others with a creature that has special body fluids. And then Hakuto saved Yukari and Fang Fang, which is kind of nice. Yes, the guy in the wheelchair, pretty much.
Yeah,
so,
I did notice something. Like the wheelchair, he like transforms or something. It was pretty bizarre.
Yeah. Alright, so we move on to chapter 56. Tsukune basically uses his spirit lock's first seal. So he becomes stronger. He attacks Aqua so Moka can attack.
That was pretty cool.
Yes, Moka kicks Aqua really hard. Aqua is defeated for now. Tsukune is starting to turn into a ghoul, pretty much. Like a stronger ghoul, like to the point of where he can't even handle himself.
I know, I recognize how bad it was.
So, Moka's stepmom enters the battlefield.
Right.
And Moka's stepmom just annihilates Tsukune. I mean, just wipes the floor with him.
I noticed how he like kept getting up and then boom, she knocked him down. I'm like, damn. Yes.
And Alucard is pretty much eating a lot of the fairy tale soldiers.
Yeah, I found that to be very odd. Like, why would the Alucard just eat fairy tale soldiers, not the other?
Yeah,
others.
exactly. And Moka's mom pulls off, stepmom pulls off the rosary.
Was it her rosary or someone else?
So Moka's stepmom wants to create like a replica of the rosary to pretty much control Alucard. The rosary is used to control Alucard, like we've already said. Alucard is now under Moka's stepmom's control. And Alucard tries to eat Tsukune. Hakuto saves Tsukune and wants to destroy Fairy Tail.
Which I found to be very noble.
Yes, and the rest of the team finally joins the battle.
Hooray!
Yay! So Kokoa always wanted to get back at her stepmother,
which I found very very, I don't know how to even put the words themselves. It was very, like, touching.
Yeah, but
Because
here's
how
the
she's
thing, though.
treated.
Kahula is the first to attack, and Kahula just attacks Kokoa. And
That's right, she
Kahula
does.
is crying about killing her sister.
Which I found to be very odd, you know.
Yeah.
They didn't even like Kokoa.
Sure.
And then all of a sudden, the one that you just mentioned, the last one, she starts crying because she doesn't want to kill her. I'm like, you wanted to kill her beforehand. Why would you change your mind now?
Yeah, exactly. So, after Haji saves Kokoa and Gin attacks, but Kahula, but they both fail.
Yeah,
Moka's father, the second branch officer of Fairy Tail, comes in.
And tries to kill them all.
Well, not really.
Not really, not.
So basically, he summons the Shuzen family, somewhat, the other family members that nobody really cares about, and surrounds Tsukune and the others. Kokoa wants to be strong and beautiful like her sisters, but she just feels so weak. Haji comforts Kokoa, saying, "You're the best."
Better
and
than
giving her confidence, and Kokoa breaks through Kahula's attack.
Which I found to be very awesome.
Yes, chapter 58. Kokoa has gotten stronger. She has. Ever since she was first introduced.
Yeah, I know. It was like really cool.
Yes. Moka's stepmother...
Even though she's totally annoying.
Yes. Moka's stepmother is telling Kahula to not, feel pain or whatever. And basically saying, so they are losing the fight. Kahula and the others are losing the fight right now. Toho
Which
Fui...
pretty much sucks.
Yes, Toho Fui and... I forgot the other person are talking about how Moka's dad is taking orders, etc. So, Isu, my bad. So, Isu sends his family to defeat Toho Fui and appears right behind Akasha.
Which is like totally fast.
Yes. Haji and Gin turn into their monster forms and try to attack. A full moon appears and Gin is at full power and he has an advantage. Haji has an upper form of wind around him. So Gin and Haji are destroying the Shuzen family. So Gin saves Haji and Gin takes the hit. So Gen's pretty much out.
Out of fight.
Yes. Chapter 59. Tsukune's ghoul form has just begun. Transformation has just begun.
I know, that was pretty sweet.
Yes. So it's a race against time to save him. The vampires turn into weird creatures. Which, I don't know why. But anyways, Moka got caught by one of the creatures, and Tsukune saves Moka by breaking another seal. So he breaks the second seal.
Which was pretty cool, even though he just broke the first one.
Yes, and the creatures are laughing because Tsukune is about to join their side, basically be like them.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Gin and Haiji are defeated. Sadly. This will be the last time you hear from them, because we haven't heard from them in the last couple of books. So the Shuzen family have body parts of Alucard, which are making them ghouls, pretty much.
Yeah, it was bad.
Yes, and Alucard is turning Tsukune into a ghoul.
Which was pretty, much taking control of him at the time, too.
Yes. So, Akasha sealed her life into Alucard to save the family. So Akasha, if you don't remember, is Moka's mom. So Alucard and Akasha's blood became one. When Moka gave Tsukune blood, Alucard's blood was pretty much transferred into Tsukune. Moka is crying for Tsukune's life, pretty much, because of what's happening.
Damn.
So Gyohokuro, which is Moka's stepmom, says she will train Tsukune as her pet. Moka fights back and fails when Gyokuro hits Moka with a very powerful punch. Moka tells Tsukune she is sorry. Tsukune breaks another seal and he attacks Gyokuro. He actually hits her right on the arm, basically like blowing her arm off.
Which was pretty cool.
Yes. He made a video not too long ago. And it was like his little rant on the manga versus the TV series. And I'm not going to say anything bad about him, but what he says is just completely wrong in my opinion.
Off base. It's off base.
I know. He just says it's all etchy and stuff to fap about. There's nothing to fap about in Rosario Vampire.
No.
It's still great. It's got action to it, because he says there's no action to it. I mean, yeah, of course, it's not the same as the manga. I mean, yeah, the manga is great, but, I mean, still, though, you know, it's still good. If you don't like it, then don't watch it. Because, I mean, yeah, it will piss some people off, but just, you know, wow. But, I mean, I'm glad that he got almost 30,000 subscribers. I mean, I really don't fucking care. I really don't. Because I'm having fun what I do on YouTube. Whatever he does is his own business. But the fame's going to get to his head pretty soon. Because it happened to the Outcast.
I'm going to laugh when that freaking nosedive.
Yeah. So, anyways, we're going to continue. Book 13, Chapter 60. So, Tsukune unlocks his second seal, and his body starts to somewhat disintegrate, or it will disintegrate. So, Moka tries to stop Tsukune, but Hokuto steps in
and says stop.
Because Tsukune doesn't have any control, pretty much.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
When he said sound.
Yeah. When he just goes full ghoul, it's just pretty much run for the hills. So, while Tsukune fights, his powers are just unbelievable. I mean, he could just smack Goku like a bitch. Not literally. And so, Gyokuro has a seal too. She has hidden powers too. So, basically, she is sort of holding back. So, an eye pops out of her hand, and it produces thunder and lightning, and attacks Tsukune, along with fire, which is weird. So, her eyes can scan and analyze people's powers and abilities used in attack, and she can duplicate them.
I found that to be cool.
Yes, which is really cool. Unlike that guy from Naruto who has the little mouth on his hand.
I did notice that in Naruto series he had a mouth in his hand, but I don't remember which one.
Yeah. So anyways, her ultimate ability is enemy 0, basically. And Tsukune slashes Gyokuro with his invisible sword, which is like basically the dimension sword. And he just almost annihilates Gyokuro. Tsukune somewhat hears Moka, but really can't hear because he's still fighting Gyokuro because Moka's wanting him to come back to reality and shit, but he's just enraged. So Tsukune is thinking to himself and wanting Moka to tell him, "Did I protect you with my hands? Just nod and smile. Just tell me yes, I did." So Moka pretty much cries and smiles and says yes. But Tsukune wipes the floor with Gyokuro. It just annihilates her. Tsukune wins, faints, and Moka catches him.
Which I thought was pretty cool.
Yes. So we move on to chapter 61, Countdown. This is the countdown. Moka tells Tsukune he wants a world where monsters and humans can live together. Tsukune defeats Gyokuro. Moka cries and says, "Don't die, Tsukune. Please don't die." Tsukune regains consciousness and he coughs up blood. Gyokuro wakes up and is not defeated, which sucks.
Yeah, I know. That really did suck.
Yes. Gyokuro points out to the sky saying, "Look! At the twinkling lights, there's the human world. The human world's right there. It's entering into the human world."
Yeah, I noticed. It was like, oh my god!
I know. And the fortress has almost made it to the human world. Gyokuro plans to make the fortress crash into the city and make Alucard awake and attack along with all the other monsters, starting a huge war. So she's pretty much blood war thirsty, pretty much.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. So with Moka's rosary in Gyokuro's hand, she can control Alucard. Coco is still fighting Kahula. So Kokoa cuts Kahula's right arm off, which she does it. So Kahula is about to remove her last seal. So Kahula actually has one final seal up her sleeve. So Tohofui is still fighting Isa, who is Moka's dad, apparently. And Tohofui knows all of Isa's attacks and is pretty much winning. So, excuse me. So Hokuto arrives to Tsukune and Moka. So Gyokuro uses her ability and the Rosario to basically combine with Alucard to become an immortal life form. So they're basically one being.
Yeah, it was totally intense how they just merged like that.
Yeah. So guess who comes back? Ruby is back, along with all the other guys, and she saves Moka and then from Alucard's attack. So Tsukune gets up and is ready to fight Gyokuro again. The fortress has 30 minutes or else it will crash into the human world. So we move on to chapter 62, where Tsukune and company are about ready to attack. All fairy tale monsters are pretty much escaping since the fortress is about to collapse, pretty much. And the bus driver, who had little to no storyline in the manga, not manga, and the anime, actually does something pretty cool. So he actually tries to steer the fortress and hack into it to make sure it doesn't crash. So as Moka falls through the floor from Gyokuro's attack, she finds Mizore and Kurumuru still wounded. Because pretty much it looked like that they were just fine, but they were pretty much still in a lot of pain and still wanting to fight. And they are unconscious. So she also finds Kokoa badly wounded and on the ground where Kahula pretty much attacked her. So Kahula is ready to pretty much kill Moka. Kahula has become immortal and she defeats Kokoa. Mizore and Kurumuru wake up. So Mizore and Kurumuru want to buy time so Moka can fight Gyokuro. So guess who comes in? The leader of the 6th branch, Yuki Gaien, comes to take Moka's life. But Yukari and Feng Feng come to settle a score with the guy, pretty much. So Moka thought she was protecting her friends, but they are protecting her.
Which is pretty much true.
Yes. So Moka finally makes it to Gyokuro and attacks her. When Gyokuro attacks, the tentacle goes right through Moka's shoulder, pretty much, and making her in a lot of pain. Bad. Yes. So here comes the really cool part of the chapter, but also very sad. Chapter 63, Last Waltz. Hokuto's wheelchair gets destroyed. Tsukune decides to help out Hokuto escape and fight. Guess who returns? Kiryu returns. And wants to kill Tsukune and his friends. So Hokuto wouldn't have any regrets. Kiryu is a hybrid monster, aka Chimera. Hokuto also has Alucard's blood. Hokuto decides to finish Kiryu. Mizore and Kurumuru are having trouble attacking Kokoa, so they use their projectile attacks. Their attack. The attack hits her, but it has no effect. So pretty much Kokoa's body is like sludge. It can't be destroyed. So after that, Fang Fang decides to fight the 6th branch leader officer by himself. While Yukari just watches. But Fang Fang defeats the 6th branch leader, but a giant face appears over them, and Fang Fang and Yukari know nothing about it. So Kahula, so Kahula wants to kill her, but they can't because of her powers. Because Kahula's just pretty much immortal. So Kurumuru and Mizore decide to attack Kahula with their attack called Last Waltz, which doesn't work, but they modified the attack to have holy water and to vanquish a vampire, which Kokoa is. So the water prevents her from transforming. So Kokoa attacks Kokoa and stabs her right in the stomach. And Kokoa thanks her and says, "I love you."
Wow.
Pretty much ending Kokoa. So, chapter 64, If Only We Could Start Again. Moka attacks Gyokuro and tells her to know her place. After she kicks Gyokuro, Gyokuro's face starts to peel off, which is really disgusting because it's like Two-Face. Like, half her face just comes off and the other half is still on.
I know, it was like really creepy. It was like,
I know.
Half of the face was missing and gone in ugliness.
Yeah, so Gyokuro wraps Moka in tentacles. No, this is not tentacle porn. And Gyokuro's body is starting to mutate. So 10 minutes until the fortress crashes. Gyokuro's body somewhat turns to stone. And Gyokuro pretty much indulges all of Alucard's powers. Pretty much turns her into stone. So Toho Fui appears. And pretty much with Issa. But Issa was a doppelganger, who was a 2nd branch fairy tale officer. So if it was actually Issa, it would have been a lot harder. So Alucard rejects Gyokuro and the Rosario because it isn't meant to control Alucard. So the Rosario is connected to Akasha, who is asleep inside Alucard. So how is she asleep in Alucard? Basically the blood and stuff. So it's like motherly love, pretty much. So the Rosary is created to protect Moka. You can't beat motherly love.
No, you can't.
Nope. So Outer Moka appears and talks to Inner Moka. So Outer Moka appears. So the bus driver hacks the computers, and the fortress is safe for now. So Moka pulls the rosary off Gyokuro, and after that, Kahula dies, saying she wished she could start over and be Kokoa's older sister. And Kokoa is crying over her, which is pretty sad.
Yeah, I noticed that. It was It was pretty heart touching
Yes.
until she died.
Yes. So Tsukune and Moka are back together again. But some strange character comes and Tohofui attacks that person and says, "No, get away!" and almost kills Tohofui. Fuai, whatever his name is. And chapter 65, which is the last one for this book. The End of the World. So, a villain called the Mask King appears, which we've already talked about. The Mask King's powers are unbelievable.
Which, in layman's terms, are so ultimately S-class.
Yes.
I guess you could put it like that.
Yes, Tsukune somehow remembers the Mask King. So, the Mask King takes off the mask, and it's...
His mask.
Yes, and it's Miyabi Fujisashi. If you don't remember Miyabi, he was the guy who was apparently supposed to marry Mizore in book 3. So...
That's right.
Miyabi isn't his first name. He is actually the first ancestor Alucard.
Right.
So, apparently Miyabi is Alucard and absorbed Alucard's powers nearly 200 years ago. So that was a long time ago. And the guy still looks pretty damn young. So, Moka's Rosario apparently has no control over Alucard.
No, because that Alucard has already been released.
Yes, so everything up to this point Moka and her friends did were pointless.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And it was pretty funny how the stepmother was all in shock and saying, "Impossible! I know that I did the right research."
Yeah, so Miyabi tries to go and take the rosary off Moka, but right before he does, Aqua appears and slices off Miyabi's arm. Which is very interesting, because Aqua just comes back. So Miyabi and Aqua are about to fight. Aqua is trying to protect Moka. So here's the sad thing. Aqua had a young vampire sister named Jasmine. Jasmine was murdered by humans for being a vampire. She was cut into pieces and put on fucking stakes.
Which was pretty bad.
That's pretty sad, really. And Aqua just slices Miyabi into pieces. Oh, and I forgot to tell you.
That's shocking.
Miyabi and Aqua are pretty much related.
Yeah, I kind of found that to be shocking.
Yes. So Miyabi comes back to life and stabs Moka with a bunch of mini swords, which are like apparently attached to little tentacles from his body. Because he's just pretty much the guy's fucking immortal.
Yeah, that's sad.
Yes. And the bus driver loses control of the fortress because the fortress is pretty much override again. And Tsukune pretty much gets stabbed while trying to get to Moka. And the fortress crashes into the human world. So this is pretty much to be continued. So guys, this is part 3. The last book may come later this year or next year. So just for now, basically Moka's somewhat dead. And Tsukune is hurt and the fortress crashes. And everybody's just pretty much like, what the hell? So, anyways, alright guys, this is MEM Basis.
Brad Topper speaking.
And we talk.
Peace out.
And we talked to you all about part 3. See y'all next year. Bye, guys.